I'm Donna Bush with your CIGTV News Update, your community news and weather information. International Credit Union Day is this Thursday, and local credit union branches are going all out for its members. Organizers of the day-long events tell us members can expect another enjoyable time just for them.
I'm inviting you to our International Credit Union Day, which is our Customer Appreciation Day. That's happening on Thursday, October 17th at 1 p.m. The credit union branch will be closed from 12 p.m. onwards until 5 p.m. until the event concludes. There will be prizes, giveaways, entertainment.
The day is a worldwide celebration at thousands of credit unions worldwide, and that is the reason for the theme, Local Service, Global Reach, while each credit union does work with its members at a grassroots level in each community. Now, local credit union officials note that they are part of a global movement. Now, the events, again, are taking place at both the Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac branches and will also include an open house fair with exhibiting businesses offering one-day specials, discounts, and sales, and a spin the wheel game with $5,000 in prizes up for grabs. Again, Credit Union Day, a members appreciation event, takes place this Thursday at the local credit union branches from 1 to 5 p.m. Also making our headlines today, 3 cases of locally acquired cases of dengue fever have been identified, and the MRCU director, Dr. James McNelly, says they're doing all they can to cover as much ground as quickly as possible, but there are ways the public can help as well.
Well, mosquitoes are produced in water. They have to have water to complete development. So there are 4 stages in a mosquito's life, and 2 of them take place in water. Any container, any man-made container that holds water, anything from a bottle cap to a discarded potato chip bag to those plastic bags that you get at the market, they hold water. Tarps, tires, bird baths, clogged gutters, all of these are potential mosquito production sites. And then we have what we call natural containers, and so bromeliads hold water in the center and in the leaf axils. These mosquitoes use the water in bromeliads too to complete their development. So anything the public can do to minimize the number of containers that these mosquitoes can potentially access would help us immensely.
On this week's CIGTV Friday Focus segment, hear more from Dr. McNelly on what the preventative measures are that you can take and what the MRCU is doing. Friday Focus airs immediately following our news update this Friday at 6 p.m. Well, the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports, Agriculture and Lands has appointed Mr. Joel Francis as Deputy Chief Officer for Adult Education, Youth, Sports and Public Libraries. A management graduate of the University of the West Indies, Mr. Francis brings to the post 22 years of civil service leadership experience, as well as many notable accomplishments in the areas in his former portfolios. Minister for Education, Youth, Sports, Agriculture and Lands, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly says, quote, "Attracting someone of Joel's caliber into the deputy post is a great endorsement of our strategy and ambitions. He brings with him incredibly strong knowledge and experience, which are vital to be successful in the role. We look forward to great things from Mr. Francis," end quote. We say congratulations to Mr. Francis on being appointed. Turning now to stories making Radio Cayman headlines. The NCVO is hosting its 40th annual fundraiser telethon this coming Saturday. The event is part of a major fundraising campaign to raise $1.6 million. The annual radio telethon brings together a wide range of local talent, all with a focus on supporting the nonprofit's children's programs. CEO Miriam Foster says this year's big event kicks off at 6 p.m. That's again this Saturday, October 19th, and will last until 11 p.m. The public as always, can make pledges and donations either by calling the Flow-sponsored call-in line at 946-3136 or by donating online at ncvo.org.ky. Also making Radio Cayman headlines, if you love food, then you still have time to enjoy some delicious food at value for money during the Cayman Islands Tourism Association's Restaurant Month. You're encouraged to head over to caymangoodtaste.com for more details. Now for our community news, this time from the Cayman Compass. Eye care came into focus last Thursday at John Gray High School as students marked World Vision Day. More than 200 students participated in free sight screenings at the Georgetown School, which were conducted by members of the Lions Club of Grand Cayman. The club conducts free eye screenings at all schools at the beginning of the school term. John Gray High School Principal Jonathan Clark said he was pleased to see the turnout of students getting their eyes tested.
we're a school, so those windows are kind of they're the interface with learning for us, you know, eyes and ears. So we need to make sure that students are comfortable, that their eyes are healthy, that they're not getting tired too quickly, and the light and the conditions in classroom are good for them. So we may find out some information today about where we need to sit a student in the class. We may remove some stigma attached. Maybe a student's been living with this condition for some time and they've been worried about accepting it. Maybe they think it's just a normal situation. So it gives them some information, gives them a chance to then become more effective learners for us.
So it's good that the school and the Leo's Club especially is offering this for the Year 7s so that they can know whether their child needs glasses or something like that, because early detection is really important so that their eyes don't get worse and worse over time.
This is a great opportunity for us to capture the kids here. They're advocating for World Vision Day. The Leos in the school have been spreading around. They've been drawing posters and advertising today.
And seniors from Georgetown and West Bay visited historic sites such as Pedro St. James Castle, the Boddentown Mission House, and Crystal Caves in North Side before having lunch at the Cayman Beach restaurant last week. Seniors from the Eastern Districts visited the National Museum, Tortuga Rum, and the Cayman Turtle Farm.
What you gotta say about all these?
Welcome. We want to say welcome to all of our lovely guests. We're always so happy to see the government and the, Older Persons Month is such a special time of year because we get to celebrate people who came before us and made Cayman what it is today. That's right.
I came before.
They made Cayman what it is today, so it's time to appreciate them. So thanks for coming and welcome to you all.
And you can go online to both Radio Cayman and the Cayman Compass for more details on their community news headlines. Finally, a look at today's forecast from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. We can expect isolated showers today, along with a light easterly wind and slight seas due to a weak pressure gradient across the northwest Caribbean. Radar images showed isolated showers in and around the Cayman area are moving west. Meantime, the National Hurricane Center in Miami is reporting that a tropical wave conditions are located more than 500 miles east of the southern Windward Islands and continues to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Upper level winds are expected to become increasingly hostile over the system, and significant development of this system, they say, appears unlikely while the disturbance moves west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Today's temperatures reached a high of 90 degrees Fahrenheit, while the forecast called for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of rain and showers this morning and possible thunder. Winds are from the east at 5 to 10 knots. Seas conditions are slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. And you can go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest weather forecast, which can also be found on their Facebook page, as well as the weather radio dial 107.9 FM. Remember, you can also download the National Weather Service's app, CINWS, to have the very latest in weather conditions locally. And that's the latest from us here at CIG Television. To see what's on our programming, you can go online to gis.gov.ky. If you happen to have missed today's news update, you can go online as well to Facebook. That's the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page, as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, thanking you for joining us, wishing you a wonderful and, of course, a safe night, and hoping you'll join us back here again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now.
The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has launched a new service to apply for a police clearance certificate online. To make this process quick and easy, ensure you have digital copies of all required documents readily available. At a minimum, you'll need a copy of your passport photo page. Our website lists the full requirements. If you are using an Apple iOS or Android mobile device, you can use the camera to take photos of these documents while completing your application. After you have read the instructions and are ready to start, type in the alphanumeric string from the CAPTCHA image and click the green button that says Start Application. If you can't read the letters and numbers properly, click Can't Read Image below the photo to try again. To complete your application, you will follow 5 simple steps. These are shown at the top of each page, and the blue circle will always show where you are right now. Enter the requested data in each field. All fields marked with an asterisk are required. Each field has some help information, and please pay attention to the correct format for dates and telephone numbers in particular. When selecting your birthday, you can also use the calendar feature. If a field has a drop-down list, you can scroll through alphabetically or start typing to find the correct option. You will be asked to enter your email address twice to ensure it's correct. This is the address we will use to send you a confirmation email and receipt. Once you have entered all of the required information, click Next at the bottom of the screen. If you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. On this page, answer the questions about past offenses, provide details if relevant, and then click Next. In this step, you will select the type of service being requested and details of the person applying, as well as anyone who might pick up the certificate on his or her behalf. If you select certain options, more information may be required at this stage or later in the process when you are uploading your documents. Finally, select the reasons you are applying and then click Next. If you make a mistake, use the drop-down menu to change the reason or click the red X to delete a line. Remember, if you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. If you need to go back to a previous page to review or change data you already entered, you can use the Back button. You can also navigate through the process using the links at the top of the page. On this page, you will be asked for the relevant digital documents to support your application. On each line, click the Upload icon, select the correct file, and then click Upload. Repeat this process for each document. Based on the information you've already entered, this page will tell you the basic documents required. However, please remember to read the guidance notes to ensure you've included everything for your particular application. You can click the Upload More Documents button if you need to add more files, using the Comments field to briefly explain the additional documents you are submitting. If you go back to previous sections after uploading documents and make changes that affect these requirements, you may need to re-upload your documents. This is the final page before submission. Please review all information provided to ensure it is accurate and complete. You won't be able to change anything on this page, but you can use the Back button or the links at the top of the page to return to earlier pages and update any field. By submitting this application, You are declaring that the information provided is accurate and truthful. If you are satisfied with your application, click Proceed to Online Payment. You may need to allow pop-ups and then click the button again to show the payment screen where you will enter your debit or credit card information. The Cayman Islands government accepts Visa and MasterCard, and you can use a debit or credit card issued anywhere in the world. Payment will be processed in Cayman Islands dollars for local service, and in United States dollars for overseas service. If you have questions about any exchange rate that will be used, or foreign currency transaction fees, please contact the bank that issued your card. The Cayman Islands government will not receive or retain your card information. Once your online payment has been authorized, you can view and print your receipt. Click Continue to return to our webpage for details on pickup date and time. If there is an issue with your application and we have to contact you for more information, your application may be delayed. You will also receive a confirmation email with this information and your official receipt. Please remember to bring your passport for identification when you collect your certificate from the Criminal Records Office.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
The Esterly Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.